Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Attorney John Deaton has predicted who he thinks Ripple's expert witness will be, well, one of them anyway, in the SEC versus Ripple case. And I'll tell you what, in a way it surprised me, and in another way it didn't, and you'll understand why I'm saying that in just a moment as we go through this here. But John Deaton was on the Thinking Crypto YouTube channel just the other day, and he had a long talk with the host, who is Tony Edward. And it was interesting. I was actually listening to this particular conversation while I was walking my pet peeve just earlier today. We did a lot of walking over the day. Actually, probably close to like 2 hours worth. So I had plenty of time to listen to some crypto-related material all up on the YouTubes. And it was interesting what was discussed in this particular conversation. So I want to highlight some of that and share some thoughts. I also have some unrelated stuff that I want to share with you that I just find interesting, including this story from You Today. Billionaire Bill Miller predicts that Coinbase could surpass Tesla in valuation. And I'm actually going to compare this to XRP, which is going to make it a little bit more fun, and you'll see why in just a moment. And then there's also this from You Today. JPMorgan CEO says Bitcoin is worthless. Oh, okay, well, guess what? Nobody asks and nobody cares, so shut up. This guy. Isn't it it's so fun seeing these people that have just been so vocal against Bitcoin and against crypto in general for years and years and years, and just seeing them proven wrong. Like, it just the degree to which they live in a state of denial is truly impressive. At some point, when you see continued adoption, at some point, shouldn't enough time have passed where you're like, well, I guess I am wrong. Maybe I should analyze further why I'm wrong and just like grow as a human. But you don't see it here. So there you go. Jamie Dimon here. Bitcoin is worthless. But look, before I go any further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I am just an enthusiast who makes YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. That's all that's going on here, damn it. And so there's this article from AB Crypto titled XRP Lawsuit, What to Expect in the Coming Days. And it touched on part of what I want to talk about here. So anyway, after Ripple's response to SEC's motion to compel Ripple to produce records of internal meetings, the deadline to conduct expert discovery has been set to November 12th, 2021. This lawsuit has stretched longer than anyone had anticipated. Yeah, so if I could pause there and just note the reason that the lawsuit is stretching further than anyone has anticipated is because of those baby back biachos up at the SEC. You know, the asshats? It's because of their shenanigans and hoo-ha that have resulted in a delay of the entire process, which I've been highlighting on this channel. Unfortunately, the court was on the side of the SEC on that particular point in terms of stretching things out. But you know what? I'll tell you what. Ripple has racked up enough wins. We can give the SEC a little bit. We can give them a little bit here, even though we're not exactly fans here. Because it's not going to matter in the end. It's fine. So we have to wait a little bit longer. Ripple's got to wait a little bit longer. Okay, fine. But Ripple's on the right side of history, and so are XRP holders. Right? So that's what it's going to come down to. Anyway, piece continues. Attorney John Deaton, who is representing XRP holders in the SEC Ripple lawsuit, explained what is happening behind the scene in a recent podcast. He said that Ripple will soon disclose their expert witnesses and, quote, here's the quote from John Deaton, I would expect that David Schwartz will be one of their expert witnesses, end quote. And so here's the reason that I was a little surprised. First of all, and mind you, I don't have a legal background, so I don't know exactly what the norm would be in a situation like this. I'm just telling you how it struck me. But the idea of Ripple calling an expert witness that is also an employee, that surprised me a little bit. But the part that isn't surprising about that is that David Schwartz is a literal genius, first of all, and he's co-creator of XRP and the XRP Ledger. So if they get into the nitty-gritty about XRP, the degree to which it's centralized, which is important because that plays into one of the four prongs of the Howey test, is there a common enterprise? Because mind you, if all four prongs of the Howey test are not satisfied, or even, let me word it a less sloppy way. if there's even one prong of the Howey test that is not passed, then XRP is not a security. That's what that means. So if it's bad, if XRP passes the test, that means it's bad. It means that it's all four of the things that make up an investment contract, a security, which would be number one, an investment of money, two, with the expectation of profit, three, with a common enterprise, and four, on the efforts of others. And so if one of those is missing, then XRP doesn't pass the test, right? And so the centralization, that's where I would think David Schwartz could really talk on a very serious level. And I tell you what, I put him up against anyone. Like if the SEC, whoever their expert witness would be, trying to argue that the XRP ledger is not sufficiently decentralized, you're going to have a bad day going up against the Schwarzenegger. I'm just saying, like, good luck. Because this man created XRP and the XRP ledger, and he can absolutely articulate on the fly with incredible detail exactly why any expert witness on the other side would be wrong. And again, this is crucial because it absolutely plays into whether or not XRP itself is a security. But anyway, piece continues. He further speculated that Ripple might also bring on board an independent industry expert in blockchain and decentralization. And so in the last hearing, XRP holders were granted amicus curiae, or friend of the court, status by U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres. And this essentially means that XRP holders are not the party to the case, but have a bearing on issues that surround the case. Yeah, and so this is something that John Deaton discussed, which is that the judge recognized the importance of having the XRP holders' interests represented in this case. And it was so interesting seeing the way that John Deaton worded this. And he was absolutely correct, and the judge stated as much. It's like it's basically like XRP holders, tens of thousands of them, all of us are just insisting, or maybe I should say at a minimum requesting, that to be added to defendants, because look, you want to get in the, if you want to be in the case, normally, don't worry. If you signed up for this thing, it doesn't. If you it does not mean that you're a defendant. I'm just saying that it's like the holders are asking effectively, like, name us as defendant so we can participate in this case. And so it's not quite the same. Like, they don't have the same powers that Ripple would have in terms of like calling witnesses and this and that. John Deaton on behalf of the holders doesn't have that, but Ripple certainly can call on anyone that might just happen to have some overlapping interests with who John Deaton was representing, which is basically all of us, frankly, here. So, it's just kind of interesting that the judge ultimately highlighted, there is no precedent for this. There's nothing like this has ever happened in the history of mankind. That's it. And so anyway, Deaton welcomed the decision and further explained that Judge Sarah Netburn is carrying out an in-camera review of the submitted documents, adding the following. In-camera just means in-person review. But anyway, here's a quote. She's going to give a decision whether or not the documents that the SEC are claiming are privileged are in fact privileged, and Ripple doesn't get them. Or she's going to declare that they're not privileged. And so here's what and look, I don't know exactly how this is going to pan out. Of course I don't. But the SEC is hiding something, and my gosh, I can only imagine that there's some stuff in here that's highly relevant to the case and not in favor of the SEC. And so if that's the case, one would think, right, if justice is being done here, and I have every reason to believe that justice shall be done here, that the judge would absolutely state that these are not privileged, it's relevant to the case, and then that information comes out, because we're talking about information about Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP, and the SEC is just saying, nope, this information can't get out, can't be part of the case. And so thankfully, the judge wants to review this herself. And so there'll eventually be some sort of declaration on this, but I guess I'd kind of be surprised if she ends up saying, yep, these are actually privileged, but who knows? We'll see how this unfolds here. Now, there's also this. There's a clip that was shared from this interview that I was mentioning with the Thinking Crypto YouTube channel. And so there's a still of it on your screen right here. And John Deaton's organization, Crypto Law, shared this and wrote the following. We've all, with all we've uncovered on the Ethereum free pass, there is enough justification for an independent investigation. This is not how we should create policy in the United States of America, says John Deaton. And so I actually transcribed this. I want to share with you what attorney John Deaton had to say. And it is spot on. Look what the XRP community has uncovered with publicly available data and information, and videos, and Google. Imagine the power of subpoena, right? Imagine the subpoena power. And you can get emails and text messages and phone records and things of that nature. And as I've said, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it on national TV every time I get a chance, I'm not saying anyone broke the law, right? Something could be legal doesn't make it right, right? Doesn't mean that's how we create policy in the United States, right? Even if it is legal. But there's enough, Tony. There's enough to have an independent investigation into it. Yes, exactly. So, a number of things on this. First of all, that's why I'm so thrilled that Charles Gasparina and crew over at Fox Business have been digging into this, and they are not letting up. They continue to dig up information. I'm going to have more about that in a separate video coming up sooner than later, probably just later today. But on top of that, I've shared the same opinion that John Deaton just stated here, which is that like I'm also not making a claim that any of these individuals who are verifiable assets, I'm not claiming that they broke the law because I don't have such evidence. But where there's smoke, there's fire. That's what I always say. And so, I like at a minimum, this is not ethical behavior. Like, that's what it looks like to me. I don't see how you can have all of the financial benefits that some of these individuals have had, like the $15 million plus that Bill Hinman acquired while working at the SEC, which is public information, by the way. It's verifiably true. Like, all of this, all this policy that came out that benefited him and his law firm, and nothing else, right? Like, what else really has benefited from him anyway, and his policies and stuff that he said? Is it really just coincidence? Like, even if it's not illegal, and I can't speak to that, but even if it's not illegal, how is this right? And then the SEC, after that all, to come after Ripple and specifically XRP holders, all I can say to that is, hell no, I ain't got no damn time for that. It grinds my gears, folks. Thank God John Deaton is Gene Deaton. I said no, I can use my mouth words, I promise. Gene Deaton. Thank God John Deaton is on the case here. And the degree to which so much has been dug up, and it's incredible now, because think about this. Like, we've been following this for the better part of a year, and to finally see mainstream media pick this up, it's on Fox Business regularly. It's like every other day they're doing a piece on the Ripple versus SEC case. It's absolutely fantastic to see this getting the time of day. I'm just saying here. But on to the next topic now from you today. Billionaire Bill Miller predicts that Coinbase could surpass Tesla in valuation. Prominent investor Bill Miller recently predicted that the market capitalization of cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase could surpass that of e-car maker Tesla, Business Insider reports. The American billionaire believes that there is not a lot of room for growth in the mature car industry. Crypto is still coming of age, which is why he is convinced that Coinbase has plenty of disruptive potential. Let me pause right here. I've long said, and I maintain this even to this point, the asset class that will make people the most money relative to the United States dollar specifically, it's crypto. Crypto is the place to be for the next decade. And I've been saying that every year I've been in crypto for the next decade. I'm just like rolling it on as time passes. For the next decade, from this exact moment in time, crypto is probably longer. Crypto is the place to be. It's the place to make the most money. And so companies involved in crypto, like exchanges like Coinbase, of course, they stand to continue to make. They've already made a fortune, but even more. Like, this is just the beginning. And so check this out. Ultimately, Coinbase could reach a market capitalization of over $1 trillion, according to Miller. And here's a quote. Coinbase could easily have a $500 billion or $1 trillion market cap as a disruptive company in a rapidly growing, changing industry, end quote. And so I can buy that because I understand how huge and global crypto is and that it's not going away and there's barely any money in it and it's already, a multi-trillion-dollar asset class even right now in 2021, even before the blow off top here of this market cycle. But it's interesting to me because, and I don't think I had this figure pulled up, but I actually checked it just yesterday. At least as of yesterday, the company Coinbase, their market cap was $52 billion. You know what the market cap of XRP is as I record this? $52 billion. Well, how about that? And so, look, I certainly anticipate Coinbase is going to continue to do very well. I wish them nothing but the very best, even though they are lacking in a number of departments, including uptime during bull cycles, like or just upward movement in general for crypto. And also, they have not publicly stated anything about the Songbird token. That's really disgusting right there. But I like the platform, how it functions. I like the interface and a number of other things about it. I think it's a fine. It's fine. It's fine. I've got my complaints about them, just like everybody else listening has complaints about them, but they're fine. And so, yes, they'll continue to make a fortune here, but here's the thing, and I understand a lot of people want exposure to crypto by investing in stuff that's not crypto, and I've always thought that's a mistake. I've always thought that's a bad way to approach all this. If you want exposure to crypto, like, why not just invest in crypto? And so I'm not telling you to buy or sell or hold anything. You do whatever you want, but I'm just saying in a general sense, for the people out there that just want exposure to it, like, get the real thing. Hold crypto yourself, right? It just doesn't make sense to me. And so, like, look, I'm sure some of you listening actually own some Coinbase stock, and I'm not talking about you. Like, you're already in crypto. I'm just saying for the people that are buying stock in crypto-related companies to get exposure, I'm just like, that's a bad way to do it. Because you got to understand, like, XRP is going to dwarf this. If you're talking about Coinbase going to 500 billion or 1 trillion, okay, I'll buy that. But XRP, you understand, like, it's truly global, and it's an asset that's in a frenzy, and it's functionally useful on top of all of that, which at some point is going to matter more than it does today. And so, and if Coinbase hits 500 billion or a trillion, it might take some time, let's just say. Whereas XRP, who knows, maybe that happens this year or early next year. And I just, the opportunity in crypto, I think just so many people just don't get it, but the market's just so damn illiquid, it doesn't take much money coming in. It's a nascent asset class with not much money in it. So I just look at it different. Whereas if you look at stocks, people investing in stocks, it's a crowded space. And yes, I get it. There's like 12,000 cryptocurrencies, but most of them have almost no money in them, like really, really almost no money in them. And so you can tell me what you think. I'm just saying that if it's my money, it's not going into Coinbase the company. It's going into XRP or crypto just in general here. But yes, I certainly am on board with the idea that it could be worth substantially more in the future than it is today. And now this, I just wanted to briefly mention this from you today. JPMorgan CEO says Bitcoin is worthless. Oh, thanks for your input. Everybody was just clamoring to know what you think about Bitcoin currently. JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon took a shot at Bitcoin during the Institute of International Finance, that's IIF, annual membership meeting on October 11th, claiming that the largest cryptocurrency is, quote, worthless, end quote. Yeah, and so the full quote, it really is just 6 words. I personally think Bitcoin is worthless. Go away. Seriously, go away. He went on to question the cryptocurrency's scarcity and implied that its hard cap of 21 million coins could be changed. And here's another quote. I'll just challenge the group to one other thing. How do you know it ends at 21 million? You all read the algorithms? You guys all believe that? I don't know. I've always been a skeptic of stuff like that. As let me tell you, I should have pulled it up for this video too. I'll just tell you what. I came across this earlier today too. Who was it? Somebody, it might have been Plan B that retweeted this from somebody else. I can't remember. But there's somebody who was responding to this idea of there potentially being more than 21 million Bitcoin. Like, how do you know that it's only going to be 21 million? And somebody responded and wrote something like, bruh, it's like 5 lines of code. And then it showed the code that made it so that there was that the Bitcoin supply was capped at 21 million. I got a chuckle out of it anyway. I'm like, How you have? I'm revoking. Moon Lambo am revoking your speaking privileges, Jamie Dimon, just for a week. Just for a week. But you have to shut the hell up for a week. You just do that. I need you to do a shut up. Just do a shut up for a week, and then we're good. And then if you do it again, though, if there's another infraction, we're gonna have to up it to a month. But it's so fascinating that this guy, and he on top of that, he's also said that something to the effect of, although he thinks Bitcoin's worthless, he acknowledges that other people, his customers, are actually interested in it, and so his company's obviously delving in now. And how about that? Speak crap about Bitcoin for years and years and years, and then your company's ultimately getting into it because you found a way to make money in it, and you're still talking trash on it. And so actually Edward Snowden, by the way, had a funny response. There's a whole article on it, and I don't want to read this either, but here's his response to JPMorgan. He just wrote, "Okay, boomer." There you go. I don't know, I kind of thought that was funny too. Jamie Dimon, everybody. Oh, man. What a no-coiner. I'll go ahead and wrap up there, though. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.